Golfers, let's talk about solid contact. Now, I know I've done several videos on it, but maybe this little idea will help. Now, you know that there are two main factors of solid contact, and they are centeredness of hit, sweet spot contact, and where you bottom out your golf club. Now, you may, hopefully, know now that hitting down does not make the golf ball go up. That is not true. The golf ball goes up because of the loft of the golf club. You just have to get your club close enough to the ground so that you make use of the loft of the club on the ball. Often, golfers land behind the golf ball. Often, golfers never land. And you know what's really cool, and I just had it happen actually this afternoon in a golf lesson where the golfer was 100% certain that he was picking up and standing up out of his golf swing. And do you know what happened on the video camera? Actually, the young man was actually going down into impact, which is not unusual, but his elbows were coming apart coming into impact, and that was the reason for the top shot. Now, why do I give you that story? Because if you misinterpret the cause and you focus on trying to improve staying down when the actual cause is flexing the elbows, you got a problem. That's fixing the wrong thing, and that's what golfers do. You're going to need you a trusty golf glove. The reason for this is we're going to use, and I like this idea that it's a white glove, and I'm wearing black, okay? Because I look skinnier wearing black. I want to see two things happen. Number one, I would like it a whole bunch if I came into impact and straightened my arms out in front of the ball. Now that left arm is pretty darn straight because my left arm is pulling the club, but my right arm isn't going to be fully straightened until just after impact. Now what do you imagine happens if I straighten out back here? Fat city, and we ain't New Orleans right now. What if I never get it to straighten out? Well, I better have a whole new way of getting to the golf ball, and that's a toughie. I'm going to have to drop down my right shoulder way down low if I don't allow this arm to do its job. The right arm is going to go bend and extend. Bend and extend. It's not bend and extend the whole way down. It's gradual, comes down and extend. Bend, extend. And notice that I do that with some sense of rhythm. And I think that you should get some rhythm in your life. So here's what it looks like. Bend, extend. And maybe you should take some practice swings and try to get the feel. Folks, come on, help me help you. Oh, I noticed the bend, extend. Bend, extend. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna go back and bend, extend. Now that was really, really cool. Let's have a quick peek at that action. Now, a couple things that we're going to want to be aware of in here is this. There's a little turn of the shoulders. I'm not taking a big backswing now. And I'm going to say that I am setting the power angles. I have some wrist set angle up here, and I have some right elbow angle. Now, there's going to be some down of both of those babies. There's going to be some weight shift. You can see the weight shift. Now, both arms come down sort of together. The left arm is swinging, the body's turned. Hey, there's a whole happy orchestra of stuff going on, isn't it? Now, come down and straighten. And you can see that that is way too much of a good thing, folks. I would need a huge amount of speed to get away with that. But folks, look, we're doing a drill here, so hopefully we should be able to exaggerate it some. I want you to watch one more thing. If you pay attention, you can actually see the blur of that white glove go right past the golf ball before I extend. Well, you could imagine, hopefully, you could imagine that my body really did move. Now, maybe it's because I've got some movement trained in this shift business. Boy, that's ingrained in me. Well, you may have to think about that, because if I don't get over to the front side, the left shoe, the lead shoe, if I don't get over here, hitting the ground on this side is going to be a war. And there are an awful lot of golfers that actually, they get so far to their backside, they move over. I've seen this kind of stuff. I've seen swaying and rolling over this back ski edge, which is no good, folks. You got to get out of it now, which good luck with that. Well, if we can just keep ourselves sort of centered here and turn away from the ball without moving away from the target, that'd be cool. But coming down, I'm back. Oh, that little move right there. See that right there? That, I'm going to call that the downshift. I'm kind of shifting down to the front leg, and that's starting the entire sequence of events, but then I'm paying attention. So I've got to go slow enough because you've got to organize quite a bit of movement until the shift part is awesomely ingrained. So back. Well, and hopefully you notice that club just kind of floated at the end. Look at that one go. Oh, that is a peach, hun. And see how loose it is at the end? I'm not stiff arming the poor thing. I am extending like throwing, which doesn't have a tensing action to it. It has a throwing action. That's why it looks fluid. If I can get going, I can see, oh, there goes the logo. That my whole white glove just went right past the golf. I can see it. I can learn to feel it. This is where taking some practice swings could actually help a bunch, because you're looking for something you can see, or you're feeling for something you can feel. Then, very quickly, put a golf ball back in the way and see or feel that same thing, even if you miss the golf ball. Here we are. Maybe we'll go a little bit bigger backswing. Check that ball position. I keep checking mine. Sometimes it gets way back, way up to the front foot. Real hard to hit the ball solid when the ball's too far forward. Check out your backswing. Just get yourself on video. It costs, at this point, hardly anything to get that camera right here facing you so that you can see if you are indeed swaying. You might think you're turning, but you could be swaying. And I'll tell you what, if this ball's on the ground, folks, get your spine as close to vertical and bow straight down to that golf ball, because I'm seeing a lot of this kind of stuff. I saw it later this afternoon, that kind of stuff. Oh, that makes golf tilting back, spine tilt if you will, tough way to play. So vertical spine, straight down to the golf ball. Turn. Oh, I could see the blur of the way in. Don't ask me how I just hit that golf ball. Good God. I have no idea how I hit it. But boy, I was literally seeing the blur going through. I could feel that arm straightening. What you might do is go, okay, straighten way too late. What do you think would happen? Now, folks, if you can do this, you are an expert at paying attention. I'm going to straighten out really late. So it's the same thing. Stand up, bow down. That one I hit thin. How about that? And what does Mrs. Trackman say? My attack angle was 8 down on the golf ball. 8 down. Holy crap, that's a lot of down. That is really cool evidence. Not a good shot, great over execution of the right thing. There's the downshift. Look at that kid go. Folks, I want you to look something like that. Something like that. Not exactly. You don't need exactly. But you can see both legs are now pitched toward the target. Beautiful. Now, straighten out really late, Dunigan. And see, this was a thin shot with a ton of forward shaft lean. I have so much forward shaft lean that I couldn't reach the ground yet. Isn't that cool? Way off the toe, too. Yikes. Really awesome. Now we're going to speed that baby up. Try to get around 80 miles an hour. Same awareness. This way. Straighten out late. Okay? On this one here, I'm using mainly my right arm, not my left. Okay? You might find one works better than the other. You might find that using both sort of down and straighten there and down, hit the ground over there, practicing both those things individually help you a ton. Okay, here we go. One more. Straight up and down. I got to do that a lot, folks. Oi, almost 80. Okay, so there is, not even swinging very hard, a lovely 160-yard carry 7-iron. I'm not even swinging at it yet, but I am compressing the golf ball. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you, I need you to be really careful, because while that ball is compressed, it only went 64 feet off the ground, which is going to have a heck of a time holding a green. Got that? Now, with that the case, well, this is a sign that as your speed lowers, you cannot afford to hit down too far. This, well, will help you to learn as well. Try to straighten out a little earlier. So now I'm going to try to throw this ball up in the air more, not bottoming out as far out in front. I'm going to try to get it to bottom out more at the ball. Okay, now listen. I'm getting close to a fat shot here. If I get bottoming out behind it, I'm going to hit a fat shot. But it's practicing. We're just practicing to see what we can do. I want to make sure my attack angle doesn't get too far down, because if it does, I'm going to have a hell of a time getting the ball up in the air because I don't have huge speed. All right, now, that way, John. Oh, baby, let's see what I get on that one. Oh, that was really close. All right, and that one went 166 yards, but it went 91 feet in the air. Quick look at that, and then we'll break for today. All right, here he goes. So it looks like the same setup, same ball location. Very little moving off the ball, folks. Decent amount of turn, could do better. All right, looks like the same once again, but I'm going to extend that arm a little bit earlier. Oh, you can see I've got less forward shaft lean. Hey, look at that. And I'll be darned, I hit the ball 91 feet up in the air with that one. And I believe this one was the one that went 6 yards shorter, but was low. You see the difference? Pretty cool, huh? Yep, that's doable and knowable, and you can practice it. Now, don't get me wrong. Shifting helps move the divot forward. Fact. Right? A lot of people do fail to get on the front side. A lot of them, I've spent so much time on the backside, they never get off there. Hey, there's your slicer and scooper and fat and thin hitter. You want to get going at a slower pace. Yes. Downshift, extend. Downshift, extend. Feel like you're extending out here. Of course, as you know, make sure the darn face is square, because if the face is open and you do a better job of this, it's going further right than you have ever seen in your whole life. All right, you got some cool ideas. Get after them, folks.